Salford. To the table, Bradford and Leeds on top on 10 points. Wakefield will go top if they win here by 17 points or more. Warrington defending the only unbeaten away record in the Super League. If they win by 78 points, they will go top. I know, I'm sorry, that's just a bit silly. At the bottom, Huddersfield now 5 points adrift of Salford following today's defeat to the Salford City Reds. Let's check out the team lineups here on this Sunday evening kickoff then at Bellevue. Wakefield have got Blaymire at fullback, then they go Fox, Dimitri, who is the captain, Atkins and Price, Rooney and Jeffries. The forwards, Wateen, Leolato, Richard Moore, Elima, McGilvray and Ferris. And the bench, Katic, March, Henderson and Golden. The coach is John Keir. Now the Wolves from Warrington, Reardon at full-back, Farfili, Martin Gleeson, Johnson and Gross, Bridge and John Clark filling in for the injured Lee Breers. The forwards, Lightvold, Mark Gleeson, Rauhihi, who's the captain of the team, Wainwright, Westwood and Vinnie Anderson. And on the bench, Parker, Wood, Sullivan and Barnett. And the coach is Paul Cullen. So Warrington emerge, and if they win, it will be 5 from 7 at the start for the third time in 12 seasons. They created Super League history here last year. At half-time, they trailed 21-0, but they mounted the greatest comeback in Super League history to quieten these Wakefield fans and turn a 21-0 down into a 22-21 victory. But it's the Wildcats who have been catching the eye in Super League 12. They're seeking their 5th win of the year, and if they achieve that, and even if they don't, it is still their best ever start. In 2004, when he finished in the top 6, they won 3 of their first 8. Such is the progress for Jason Demetriou and this Wakefield side. It's the 5th time this year that Wakefield have played at home. That imbalance, though, has allowed them to grow in confidence, but they know tough times will certainly lie ahead. Now, prior to this match, Steve Ganson, who is the match referee, will call for a minute's silence from the players and the crowd here because of the passing of Tony Kenny, who was a director and major sponsor of the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, a true rugby league supporter. He will be dearly missed. Thoughts tonight and wishes go to his wife Carol and the family, and there will be a minute's silence in his memory before this game gets underway. The sport of rugby league, the Wakefield crowd and the players of both sides then remembering a true rugby league supporter, Tony Kenny, a director and major sponsor of the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. Well, there's the man banging form, Jamie Rooney. He has been named the Super League Player of the Month for February, 67 points. He's the leading point scorer in the Super League, and he has been in truly magnificent form throughout the course of this year so far. So here we are at Bellevue for the first time since September, when Wakefield secured their Super League status. Referee Steve Ganson blows the whistle, and Jamie Rooney gets this game in motion. High hanging kickoff, And Warrington Wolves will try and work the ball away now from their own line. Important night for these two sides, Steve-O, particularly for the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, top if they win by 17 or more.
Yeah, but that'll be the last thing that will be going through their mind, and I'm sure that their coach John Keir would have said we have to make sure that our discipline is very good. Remember last week against Leeds, the first half they conceded 14 penalties. They can't afford to do that, otherwise Warrington will take them apart.
This is John Clark, who earned praise from his coach Paul Cullen last week for the way he filled in for the injured Lee Breers at half-back, kept the shape, kept the faith, and Paul Cullen had no hesitation in naming him in the scrum half jersey while Lee Breers continues his recuperation from a pulled hamstring.
I'm sure that Paul Cullen will be very pleased, though, that he will be partnered by Chris Bridge. Talented player, loose pass there, they've got away with it.
This is Richard Moore for the Wakefield Trinity side. The ground by three defenders. And Wateen drives the ball forward again for Wakefield. Paul Cullen, the Warrington coach, watching on from behind the post here. And Rooney with a deep kick, and this will be a 40-20 if he gets it. And he does. What a kick from Jamie Rooney. Magnificent kick. This will be head and feet to Wakefield.
You play to your strengths in rugby league, and as Eddie has already mentioned, Jamie Rooney is on fire this season. Tremendous effort.
Steve, you play to your strengths, but you also have to take your opportunities when you get them. We saw Salford with a 40-20 last week in their game against Wigan. They made a mistake from the scrum and didn't even get the ball back. Wakefield need to use this good field position.
That's what they're trying to do, and that was Ferris. This is Ben Jeffries. There is Rooney. There is space ahead of Rooney, and it was quickly closed down by Henry Farfeely, but this is danger here for Warrington right at the start of this match, and that's Wayne Price, and Wayne Price over the line. He just can't force the ball down. He's held up in the in-goal area. They'll bring it back to the 10-metre mark, and the tackle count will continue. Wayne Price, his full debut for the Wildcats tonight.
Remarkable comeback from this fella, ever so close, only about a foot away from plonking that over the in-goal area.
The danger still not gone. Here is Wateen again for Wakefield. It was fed there by Tavita Leolatu. Changed his name in the past 4 weeks from all accounts. There he is again. He finds Jeffries, and that's Elima.
It's got to be
Peter Fox, and Wakefield are in.
Surely obstruction.
The 40-20 kick might have got some reward here for Wakefield, but the touch judge, as you just heard Steve Ganson, has the same concerns as Steve-O here for a possible obstruction against Wakefield.
Well, he definitely utilises the man there. Oh, that's got to be obstruction. Dimitru coming in on the angle.
Surely the tackle's made. The centre for Warrington makes the decision to come in and take Dimitru. That's his decision to hit him, isn't it, in contact?
Yeah, but even so, you can't use a man like that. Well, I'll be very surprised if this is given. Paul Johnson is an experienced defender, that is for sure. But the way that Dimitru is going and running across the line of the man that's got the ball, surely this is not going to be given. But you never know these days.
It's a try, Steve-O.
Well, that is amazing. From the first game of the season, anybody that touched anybody was obstruction. We've just completely thrown it out of the window if this is going to be given. How on earth can they do that? There was no way. Whether Johnson has gone to tackle the man at all, he has to be confused. And in doing so, I cannot see this being given. But Clarkey, you may be right. Anything's happening this year.
Well, he's having a very close look at all of this, isn't he? Great work from Wakefield, to be fair, but was that deemed to be obstruction when Paul Johnson made the tackle? Fox hopes not. Here's the decision from Ben Thaler. The try is given. And Wakefield, they had to wait a long time for the green light. John Keir's men off to a great start. Peter Fox with the try, his fourth of the campaign. And it just shows you how valuable that 40-20 kick from Jamie Rooney is.
Good build-up. You must say that, the beautifully weighted pass from Ben Jeffries, but how on earth they got away with it. Came from the wonderful 40-20. It is a tremendous rule, this. But how they are allowing that is beyond belief as far as I'm concerned. They won't be complaining, that is for sure. What a great start.
Well, Rooney has been kicking goals for fun this year, averaging 10 points a game, and there's 2 more, and Wakefield are ahead by 6-0 here at Bellevue. A great start for the former York City Knights, on loan from Leeds last year.
And you see they got to the start of this set because of that 40-20, worked across the left, then came back. A wonderful play with the winger Peter Fox keeping his discipline, standing on the wing and waiting for the ball to come to him at the right time. And Peter Fox is just one of the players that John Keir has recruited from the lower leagues, who've actually proved that they can play in Super League given the right opportunity.
That's great defence though by Vinnie Anderson on Richard Moore. And here comes Adam Watine. I think I rechristened him in the name of his brother a wee while ago, Frank. It's Adam Watine who operates for Wakefield. My apologies to him, apologies to you. We have Terry O'Connor up here alongside us this evening in the sunshine, the spring sunshine of Bellevue. It's a great start for Wakefield, Terry.
It is a great start for Wakefield, isn't it? That just shows how much confidence Jamie Rooney's playing with, and they're going to keep doing that all game, kicking down the field to turn the big Warrington forwards around, because that's where Warrington had a lot of luck last week against Hull Kayard, the forwards coming up the middle of the field.
I tell you what, with the Catalan Dragons winning earlier today at Odsal, and with Wakefield Trinity Wildcats here aiming for the top of the season, what an unpredictable Super League 12 we are getting.
Amazing, isn't it? All they need is another 11 points.
And that looks like Warrington are going to get the penalty.
Pretty high.
Keep up from round the head, we don't need any of that. Yeah, mate.
Well, I think it was the second man in, Watine, that no, it went pretty high. Leo Latu.
Well, there is a pretty stiff wind blowing by the looks of things into the faces of Warrington in this first half. Here is Chris Lightfall, needless to say, and Jamie Rooney certainly utilised the breeze, didn't he, with that 40-20.
Oh, it's very strong, don't worry. Ooh, that looked a bit dodgy.
Oh, that was fine. It's a pass inside here to Paul Rauhihi, and there is Martin Gleeson. Big hit by Elima. There was no way through there for Vinnie Anderson. 3 tackles gone. Another scampering run from Mark Gleeson.
Good work as well. Quick play of the ball. That's going to be a penalty.
Another one.
I think they might tap this. They might tap this.
Ben, I need a word, please, Ben. Yeah, you the captain, Ben. Come here, Jim. Mate, there's 2 issues. One is you're using his head as a lever to get up off the ground. You're not entitled to
definitely
do that.
took a
I
time.
had a word with him up there. We're on another penalty here. I'll put it in your hands, okay?
Second penalty in quick succession, and Wakefield on a warning as Rauhihi drives the ball in, gets it away, and it bounces all over the shop, and Warrington are lucky to get away with that. Did Chris Lightfall knock on? He did.
Well, that was shocking play from Warrington. They were stood around. They didn't want to bother to look for the offload, and they were very slow to get to it, and came up with the error. They're still on the coach, I'm afraid.
And there are 2 things about Wakefield this season. One, you've just seen in how they chased that loose ball on the floor. They forced a mistake and came up with it. That's been one element of the game, and the other element is that they've scored some amazing tries with great skill in a very unpredictable manner. Previously, you could say that maybe it was Solomona who would create for Tajulala. That's not the case this year with Wakefield. They have several players who will kick the ball, pass the ball, run the ball themselves, and it's made them a far more dangerous 13 to play against.
And they're full of confidence, full of enthusiasm, and they're going to get some cheap yards here up towards the Warrington end of the field, courtesy of the slow rise off the ground by Mike Wainwright. Here is Richard Moore again. He's pushed back but gets the ball away to Leolatu. We saw last year when this fellow played that he is quite a handful from dummy half. He plays the ball here to Ben Jeffries. This is Watine again, breaking the tackles.
Hold, go.
Ben Jeffries feeds the ball wide. This is Brett Ferris.
Good work as well from Wakefield down that short blind side. They know they can get cheap yards forward.
McGilvray here.
And they're playing this ball pretty quickly.
Ferris, oh, it's a great kick. Ryan Atkins is there. He gets the try, Ryan Atkins. The referee wants the video referee to Ben Thaler just to check the onside and the grounding, but I think Ryan Atkins got the ball down.
Well, they worked that short blindside yet again.
Oh, now then, I think he's offside.
Yeah, just slightly perhaps. Just.
He's behind the ball.
He is at this point. When he makes contact, it looks okay from this angle. You can see the camera right on the line. Does he get it down? Reardon tried the best. That's try time. That is TRY, and what an effort. Great work on that short blindside. This will confirm it. No problem whatsoever. And Wakefield are running hot.
They lead by 10 points to 0. 2 tries on the nod of the video referee Ben Thaler. The latest one to Ryan Atkins. He arrived here from Bradford last year following a loan spell from Onsell, and that's try number 5 of the new year.
Great little grubber kick through. And we saw on the side angle that he was well and truly behind the kicker. Tremendous stuff. Fully deserved. This is no fluke. This is rugby league football at its highest from a side who are just oozing with confidence.
Atkins, the try scorer, the England international, probably wanting to measure himself tonight against the likes of Paul Johnson and Martin Gleeson. But Wakefield missed the kick with Rooney. It's 10-0.
Well, you mentioned Martin Gleeson there, Eddie. Every one of these 4 players went down the right channel towards getting at Martin Gleeson for Warrington. Time and time again, they worked down this channel. So they were attempting to tire the defenders on this side of the field, sucking them up whenever possible. It was a really, really well-constructed set. They knew fully what they were going to do. On this occasion, it's McGilvray. And when they've drawn them into that position, for the second week running, Wakefield have scored in exactly the same manner. Last week, it was Ferris who kicked through for Atkins. This time, it was Jeffries. Same result, 4 points.
Warrington trailing 10-0 and hunting a mistake or something here near the Wildcats try line. 10-0 inside the opening 10 minutes. A dream of a start for Wakefield. Arrived in Super League in 1999. Since then, they've doubled their average attendance figure here at Bellevue. A crowd boom in Super League as a whole, and reflected nowhere better than here at this Bellevue ground. And they have certainly come back in numbers after that magnificent night last September. Magnificent for Wakefield, awful for Castleford, when Wakefield maintained their place in the top division. This is Rooney again. He gets the ball wide to Ferris.
Not only are the forwards playing very strong indeed, we saw there that McGilvray, the offload, and they're attracting 3 and 4 would-be defenders. They'll utilise this strong wind, which is to their advantage. Warrington really need to just settle things down a little bit, try to get good field position. They've hardly had any possession at all.
Reardon trying to do that with the drive forward. 10-0 Wakefield, Terry. The Wildcats scoring at the rate of a point a minute.
Yeah, and they just seem to be playing a basic game plan, don't they? Just taking it down, getting quick play the balls and kicking the ball. Jamie Rooney and Ben Jeffries have got a combination going together there that they might not be the biggest of stars in Super League, but they're the best team in the halfbacks in Super League.
Well, they're certainly catching the eye this year. Nice little scampering run from dummy half again from Mark Gleeson. John Clark in with the kick. High, it's hanging, but that's going to be too deep. It's easy for Blaymire just to fuse the bomb behind his own line. And here they come quickly with Wayne Price. Wayne Price, his full Super League debut here at home. And of course, he had a double fracture of the leg last year when at Castleford, and he missed the back end of the season for them. And he's made the short journey here to Wakefield, and this is his big chance with Semi Tadulala out with a broken arm. Rooney, infield it goes to Richard Moore, met by Wainwright.
Far too much enthusiasm for the opposition. Warrington, they're a little bit shell-shocked.
Jeffries again, another good kick. It's a deep kick, and it will find touch just the right side of the corner flag. Well, Jeffries and Rooney controlling things so far.
They certainly are. They've had all the opportunities, but come on, mate. You must utilise the kick, put them in the corner. They know that Warrington are a little bit, shall we say, nervous, Terry.
Yeah, you can see the Warrington forwards, they're going back, they're a bit distraught. And see how Wakefield rev up now, because I think this will be the place where they want to play the game and start the Warrington forwards going forward.
Paul Johnson will try and run the ball forward again. Paul Johnson, whose head was in collision with Adrian Morley's face, and that's put Morley out for another 4 weeks at least.
It's amazing to see how this Wakefield defence, John Keir, their coach, has got them doing not a slide-in, but virtually man-on-man. They're really massing around the play-the-ball area.
John Keir, 12 games in charge of Wakefield, 8 wins so far, and he won 4 from the last 6 of 2006 to stave off the threat of relegation. Clark with the tackle then on Blamire. Here is Jason Demetriou, the captain.
Warrington, Paul, hold,
just inside their own 40-metre zone. Wayne Price gets them over that mark, almost to halfway before he's tackled by Wainwright and Clark again.
Again, we see just basics from Wakefield. Every time that Warrington kick, they'll bring it up. The two wingers will go in, run from dummy half. And it's worked well so far. They get over the halfway line.
That's McGilvray again. They're down in that channel. Will there be another kick from Ben Jeffries? Looks to shape a little nick over the top. Oh, it was a shocking bounce. And Warrington have the ball back.
Creating all sorts of trouble.
Warrington ball.
The little kicking game, the long kicking game from both the halfbacks. In total control there. It just didn't get the right bounce for Jamie Rooney.
Go.
This really has to be, Eddie, the best combination of halfback in Super League at the moment. Jamie Rooney and Ben Jeffries.
Yes, Terry pointed that out as well. So that's 2 of you in agreement. What say you, Phil, at the moment?
Well, I'm not so sure yet, but I tell you what, I'm looking at this Warrington side to see just what their side can do. You know, without Lee Breers, who's typically been almost like a film director from them. Even when he's not running the ball, he's directing the side and telling them what to do. Without him, you're starting to look at who is taking control of the side, even though things are going against them. It's a good kick this time from John Clark, but players coming in now, they're all trying hard. It's whether they're trying hard as a team, and all 13 really. I suppose that the momentum of the game has been behind Wakefield, and it's the reason why Rooney and Jeffries have looked so good. Warrington are just trying to turn that momentum and arrest the Wakefield side.
As you just saw there, Lee Breers is a spectator here tonight. They do miss him when he's not there, there's no doubt about that. But John Clark, as I say, he filled in last week, and he was really pleased, was Paul Cullen, with Clark's performance. We've got Michael Sullivan on the bench tonight if needed.
You can have all the skills in the world, but if you don't have the ball, it's just completely wasted. And the way that this Wakefield outfit are bossing the game out there, looking to get away with it.
This is Latu again. He's good on his feet, this fellow.
He asks the questions every time he touches the football. Runs at the defence.
Ellimer was almost through. Wainwright just kept hold of his collar. They're on the halfway line here, Wakefield, with Richard Moore. That's tackle number 5. Expect the kick. Expect a kick from... Well, it's Rooney, of course. Stands up nicely for Reardon. Reardon has got Brent Gross with him. Gets away from Demetriou. Can't get away from Fox and Demetriou second time.
Kick's only as good as the chase, and that was excellent. But watch this Wakefield outfit. The way they go in numbers, very close to the play-the-ball area. They're fast in the first and second marker position.
He's got them fired up, John Keir, there's no doubt about that.
But look at it, there's half a dozen just swarming all over them. This is going to take something special for Warrington to get out of this.
That's the last tackle. They're still deep in their own half, and Martin Gleeson loses the ball. Beg pardon, Vinnie Anderson loses the ball.
A big difference in the first 16 minutes there is the way that Wakefield are pulling off when they've got the ball, the way that the players are pulling off away from the ruck, which has got to pull the Warrington defence wide. And when Warrington have the ball, they seem to be all bunching around it, not offering anything.
They are shell-shocked, that is for sure. Wonderful conditions. Surface is outstanding.
It's a good play again from the scrum. They'll try things, won't they? They're not just a predictable team, they do different things. And the other thing they do, like Terry spoke about, when Wakefield player carries the ball, invariably the players running to support, they recognise if somebody can get their arm tree, penalty the other way. That can turn this first half.
Well, he won't be pleased with that, the captain Jason Dimitriou.
Same way though, mate. You don't get.
It's a fascinating area, you know. With John Keir, a lot of people, a lot of fans, they suggest time and time again, John Keir is an old-fashioned coach. He's not doing too bad, is he?
He isn't. Although
that's silly.
The legs go up on Wainwright, and Katic was involved, so too was McGilvray, and full credit to Michael Wainwright. He was up, and he just took a pat on the back from the two would-be tacklers. An apology.
Come on, mate.
No dramas, nothing on report there.
Well, Wateen did the right thing. He realised he'd got him over, and he just released him.
Trundling run there from Big Paul Rahi. Plays the ball to John Clark. Here is Mark Gleeson, flicks the pass, looking for Lightfall. But the ambush is there in numbers again from Wakefield. Mark Gleeson once again. Gleeson, infield it goes to Chris Bridge. Chris Bridge put the brakes on, went back the other way.
Well, Westwood is screaming for the football, didn't get it. There's half a chance.
Again. Mark Gleeson still going. He's got Brother Martin on his shoulder. Takes tackle number 4, just about 2 metres short of the Wakefield line. There is Martin Gleeson. Here is Chris Bridge again. And Katic is the man who snares him. Last tackle here, Reardon at dummy half. John Clark once again, dab to the in-goal area, looking for Vinnie Anderson. Brilliantly
What a
picked
take!
up. Fantastically picked up by Blaymire.
That is incredible. Talk about putting your body on the line. Blaymire, the full-back, just said, that football is mine, no one else's. Exceptional stuff.
But Matt Blaymire, one of a trio of former York players, offered a Super League opportunity by John Keir. Peter Fox, the try scorer, is one, and Jason Golden on the bench tonight is another. Knock on here.
Perhaps it's a glimpse of the talent we're going to see, Eddie, in the National Leagues there. Blaymire and Fox both looking really good in the opening quarter of this game. Look at that again. Slid across, had his body in the right position, back up on his feet, and then importantly knew he had to stay in the field of play. Couldn't allow Johnson, who had some momentum, to push him back over that try line. Otherwise they'd have conceded possession, which is exactly what they've done here though now, just only 30 metres from their own line.
So here is Reardon. Yes, Blaymire ex-York completely. Fox and Golden, they arrived at York on loan from the Leeds Academy side. Paul Wood is on the field, as you can see, for Warrington, trying to battle his way through this resolute Wakefield defence.
Doesn't surprise me, the coach Paul Cullen has done that. They need something to just spark them up at the moment. Wainwright, good effort.
Trying to do that, Wainwright. 10 metres away from the line. He plays the ball to Paul Johnson, and Johnson spins off a couple and almost gets the ball down. He's hauled back by this great Wakefield defence again. Mark Gleeson fires the ball to John Clark. It goes right into the arms of Bridge. Here is Ben Westwood. Hassled out of it by 4. Last tackle here for Warrington. Bridge. Martin Gleeson switches the direction of the attack to John Clark. It's still the last. A dab towards the in-goal area. Good kick. Peter Fox with work to do, and he knocks it dead. He didn't drop out.
He was under a lot of pressure, John Clark. Great responsibility, not only taking the position of Lee Breers, but he's got that kicking game to look after it. Certainly was a good kick in the end, put him under a lot of pressure.
Midway through the first half, first injury news from Bill.
Richard Moore having a spell on the sidelines. He's just picked up a bit of a bang on the left knee, has iced it up, but in actual fact, as I speak, he's back out on the sidelines just trying to run it off. And in fact, there were those people who said that John Keir was taking a bit of a gamble when he signed Richard Moore in the close season, has a reputation as a bit of a hothead, has got his fair share of disciplinary problems, but it certainly seems as though the Wakefield coach has got the best out of the big man so far.
Mark Gleeson, a great run. He's got support on his inside from Chris Bridge. Chris Bridge is impeded as he tries to get to his feet. Wakefield on a warning, remember, but not McGilvray, so the referee doesn't take any other action.
Eddie, this is the 4th set of good possession Warrington have had, and they've still not given it to Martin Gleeson with a real chance to run. He received it once on the last tackle and had to throw it back inside. Let's see what he can do if he gets the ball.
This is Mark Gleeson, that's John Clark, stepped around Dimitriou, who flew out of the line.
Warrington are not using the dummy runner at the time. It's all flat at the moment.
Here's Paul Ward. Paul Ward to the line. And he
You'll have to have a look at it.
Did he get that ball down? He says he did because his body movement there and the little nod of the head. The language from him says he has scored, but...
Is it fingertips? Yes.
Good stuff from Paul Wood, that.
It is fingertip control. What a wonderful effort. This is outstanding. Yep, no doubt in my mind. That's a TRY, and boy, do the Wolves need it. Watch the right hand. That's the one that counts. He tries to get it down with the left. And watch the right hand go over the top of the football. That is try time.
Well, Paul Wood made his debut for the Warrington Wolves in the year 2000. He's been a consistent performer since, and he has got Warrington back into a match which was in danger of running away from them. His first try of the year. And how important might that be? As Phil says, that try coming on the back of 4 consecutive sets of 6. And with Chris Bridges' kick to come, Warrington could be back within 4 points at the moment.
You just got to grind them down, haven't you? It was a good combination. John Clark putting on his half-back partner, Chris Bridge, get the penalty, quick tap. They just built it through and through and through. But what an effort. They got caught there. It's the first time that Wakefield have been very slow around the play the ball area. Tremendous stuff.
Bridge adds the extras.
Well, you've seen here, it's been penalties and mistakes by Wakefield that have conceded this good field position, and eventually the tide had to turn. It's turned in favour of Paul Wood. You know, some teams start the match with their best 2 forwards on the field. I think Warrington have their best on the bench, but by geez, when Paul Wood comes on, it makes a difference.
This happened just a moment ago. Chris Bridge adding the extras. It's 6 points to Warrington, but still 10 to Wakefield. Wakefield restart then, and Warrington suddenly have got a little spring in their step, and here's the man who has put it there, Paul Wood, with that try.
It's so important these days, modern day rugby league, that the coach, you have to make sure that you bring on the subs from the bench, Terry, in regards to you making an impact, to try to just spark up your side.
Yeah, they've given him a big lift, as Phil said, with the 2 lads that have come on. They just needed that lift. They looked tired around the ruck, and with the four extra sets they just had down in Wakefield's 25 there, you could see the spring in the step.
Here come Warrington again then with Vinnie Anderson. He makes a little half break, couldn't get the ball away to Martin Gleeson, instead gets it away to John Clark. Here is Paul Johnson, bounces off Rooney, ball in field to Clark again. Now it's with Reardon.
That's a high shot, surely.
Reardon still, he's away from Watine. This is Mark Gleeson.
Well, it didn't get him the first time, but it came back on the inside, right foot, right into Watine.
Last tackle here for Warrington then, and Bridge, crossfield kick, and that will is high, and it will hang in the air. Fox knocks the ball over the dead ball line.
Drop out underneath the sticks. They're applying the pressure, aren't they? They're coming down this right-hand side.
Paul Cullen, the Warrington Wolves coach, he is, of course, the current England coach, and on the international front, we understand at Sky Sports that there is an announcement tomorrow of the name of the Great Britain coach, and Steve-O and I will be discussing the candidates and the prospects of that during the half-time interval here. There is one name that we can discount because I fielded a call from Australia this morning, and Sean McRae is not the Great Britain coach. We'll have a word at half-time, Steve-O and I, about the possible successor to Brian Noble. Meanwhile, of more importance to Paul Cullen is this run from Vinnie Anderson.
Well, amazingly, Wakefield's defence had just fallen apart.
Mark Gleeson. This is Chris Bridge. Good ball back to Westwood. Westwood still going. And Westwood is so close again, and 4 men bring him down. It's a penalty, though, to Warrington. The referee played the advantage. Wakefield were all offside.
This is the 3rd set, isn't it? And that's what we're saying. The game is so easy. It's just about building pressure. And Warrington have done that in the last 7 sets.
Gleeson gets a big hit from Rooney.
Picked him out well, didn't he?
Katic was all over him. This is Clark. Ball played infield again.
2. Hold. Go.
And down your Mark Gleeson goes. John Clark. Chris Bridge. So close. Desperate defence here from Wakefield. And it's broken. That's Westwood, but he can't get the ball down. Fantastic stuff from this Wildcats defence again. goes to Clark. Now Mark Gleeson. This is Mike Wainwright. Oh, knock on! Knock on by Paul Johnson. They just overcooked it a bit there. And the chance is gone, but credit this Wakefield defence.
Unbelievable. Atkins and Wayne Price got in early. Wainwright trying to offload to a man that was standing. If you're going to twist in the tackle, you've got to have someone coming onto the football, not just stood there.
Wakefield needed that. They need to complete now the next 2 sets to get back into the game, don't they?
That's a great effort, isn't it? When your team gets over the line, I think the closeness of this competition means now it's about teams that actually prevent a try, even inside their own in-goal area. That's how fine the line is now, Eddie, between success and failure.
27 minutes gone, Wakefield with a 10-0 lead. Warrington clawed it back to 10-6. They just have the impetus behind them at the moment, Warrington. But this is Wakefield, and here they come again with Leo Latte. Great run from Latte again.
Lovely dummy, nice step as well.
I'm calling him Leo Latte. It sounds like a coffee. His name is Leo Latu. I beg his pardon. I'm just going to call him Latu.
It's the first time he'd actually started a game here in the month, you know, and he's maybe having a rest, but made a good impression as his march comes on there and takes that offload.
Great ball. That's Jeffries. They're flooding forward. And that's Rooney again.
Good job that Reardon got there in the end. They're under pressure. Kick to the corner.
Well claimed by Gross.
Oh, tremendous effort.
He did do well then. He just plunked the ball this side of the whitewash. It meant that they don't have to drop out, but they might have to here. This is, again, vigorous defence from Wakefield.
It's a tremendous kick under a lot of pressure.
Steve-O, we talked earlier this year about Hulkingston Rovers and the fact that they've been involved in the top 6, and we've seen Wakefield fleetingly at the top of the table. They're very much in the mix. Looking at this Wakefield side, it's no fluke. They're playing really well.
You're right there. They are full of confidence, and they are super fit. And they're playing as a unit. And they play some very attractive moves, in and out, using dummy runners. Not the best kick.
Oh, he just managed to hang on to it, Peter Fox. You know, when they survived, oh, what a run here. He's away from Paul Wood, can't get away from Clark. When they survived the last day of last year in September, they promised their supporters it would not happen again, that lightning would not strike twice. Well, so far in 2007, Wakefield have kept their promise. Runs like this from McGilvray, halted by Parker's challenge. Quick play the ball, it's with March, now it's with Jeffries. There's movement all over the place. Just couldn't get the ball away.
Get it.
Knock on.
That was try time. Just the final pass just went behind the man.
Warrington at his feet.
It's very good rugby to watch, isn't it, Steve-O? It's about men supporting the ball carrier getting his arms free, and they're playing at a high tempo. Great, and it's not surprising that the crowds are 25% up on last year here already.
Well, you look at the offloads that we've already seen, and I'm sure that the coach, John Keir, will be very, very pleased with their performance. But I think just at the back of his mind, it's a very strong breeze here. We saw that with a 40-20 a few minutes ago. And it's got to be in his mind, John Keir, that they need another try to feel safe about winning this game.
I think John Keir just gave him the rein to go out there and play. Talking to him, he said all he wants to do is give him the confidence to go out there. And they certainly do look like that, don't they? They're back in the game now, they're keeping Warrington penned down in their own 40, and hopefully they receive the kick on the 20.
Henry Farfeli will get to his feet and he play the ball here to Mark Gleeson. Ball comes in field to Vinnie Anderson. That was obstruction.
No doubt about that one. They just want to take things a little bit easy here. You can see that as soon as they pushed Wainwright away, there's no option for Steve Gamson but to give that penalty.
This now is Jason Golden, the third of the ex-York men. They're on the field. Paul March at dummy half. It is here now with Rooney. Rooney to Jeffries. Jeffries a short ball to Brett Ferris. They might have lost David Solomona to Bradford. This fella came in the opposite direction, and they believe they got one of the best young back rowers in the country there in Brett Ferris. This is Rooney. Rooney gets the ball away to Golden again. They're 10 metres short of the Warrington line. March to Jeffries, attacking the line. Good ball again.
Great body balance there from Jeffries. Absolutely superb with that offload.
Bridge got to Kevin Henderson. It's Rooney once more. Come down the middle channel. Warrington close it down. That's the last.
Surely the kick for the corner yet again.
They're running it here with Jeffries. A great ball forward. Oh, it must have. I wonder whether that drifted forward on the wind as much as anything. He's denied Henderson.
Boy, it was close. Well, I hate to say, but
You're
that
not
looks...
going to mention the M word, are
Well,
you?
I'm afraid I have to.
Dale M for murder.
That has got momentum written all over it. And they are very fortunate indeed.
Richie Barnett on for Warrington. And Bill's got some injury news.
Well, you mentioned Richie Barnett on there, Eddie. He's come on in place of Paul Johnson, who's come off with what looks like a hand injury. He's having treatment to his left hand, so that means that Paul Cullen's had to reshape things out there. Brent Gross moving into the centres and Richie Barnett coming on now. Just how serious that hand injury is, I don't know, but Paul Johnson's having ice put on it at the moment.
Very well done again by Blackman. Oh, he's lost it. What a shame.
He just tried to do a little bit too much.
You have to credit Brent Gross for not giving up the chase, but Blaymeyer seemed to have got away from him.
Doesn't he knock it into his right arm, Eddie?
It certainly looks that way.
On the arm, wasn't it? Yeah, I think the tackle was made on the arm.
I've seen that given us play on a better day for Wakefield fans.
20 metres away from the line, the scrum goes down. Clark will feed it. Clark will get the possession from the base of the scrum and have a go himself. Oh, Bridges lost it now.
No advantage as yet.
There is now. That's the zero tackle. Well, I think that Chris Briggs thought he was scoring a try then. It suddenly opened up for him, he just couldn't take the pass.
One of the things though about this Wakefield side is just how quick they are. Even if they find themselves out of position, Jeffries was quick enough to recover and get in there. In fact, there are very few teams who can score a length of the field try against Leeds. Wakefield did that here last week because of players like Rooney's and Jeffries and the speed that they have.
Okay, back up, hold, go.
Well, if anyone needs confirmation, this match will certainly do it for them, that when they come to Bellevue, they're going to be in for a torrid time.
Not only that, Eddie, they're going to be treated to some very, very good rugby league football.
It's enterprising, isn't it?
It is, run-arounds.
Rooney again.
We've just seen the build-up to that, run-arounds, dummy runners coming in on the angle, and then they go to the dummy, back on side, good kick. They've utilised the short blind side, and they've caught this Warrington outfit out.
Don't forget, later this evening on Sky Sports News at 9:30, Tony Ray will be in the Sky Sports News studio with all the highlights from this weekend. And there are some highlights as well. Catalan Dragons' victory against Bradford earlier today has got to be one of the shocks in Super League history. And don't forget, you'll have Boots and All online on Monday evenings. I think it's Bill Arthur with Barry McDermott this week.
Shocks aplenty this year. Oh, that's a shocking pass.
And he's onto it quickly. He's got support from March. They're in again, Wakefield with Paul March. Jason Demetriou didn't need any second invitation then. As soon as the mistake was made, he was onto that loose ball in a flash. And Paul March was there in support. He actually had support left and right. But he went for the pass to Paul March. And the substitute, who was sin-binned last week against Leeds, has had a slightly happier moment here.
They will be furious. Why on earth, virtually on your own post, you want to do a two-man movement passing when you've just got possession after being put on the rack? Demetriou says, thank you very much indeed. And as every hooker knows in the land, you skirt down the back on the inside, and it will come back to you. John Keir, rather smug expression. The hero of last season, remember. He saved this club.
And Jamie Rooney, he doesn't miss those. It's 16 points to 6 to the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. And about 4 or 5 minutes of this first half remaining.
Paul Cullen will be furious. There are times when you play rugby league football, and there are others where you say, let's calm it down, use the big forwards, just hold it in the middle. Just before half-time, you don't have to offload Terry.
But that's a team under pressure, isn't it? And Warrington have been like that all year, where they seem to be going win a game, lose a game, win a game. They carried that on from last year. and they've gone away from what they were doing well, and what got them back into the game was by building pressure.
But there's the mistake from Jeffries. How often does that happen? A team gets themselves on the scoreboard at one end, kick off, boom, knock on.
I've never really got to the bottom of it. I'd like to sit down with a psychologist.
Hang on, John.
I think it's because you relax. You've scored a try, you walk back, and I think you had that break in concentration. It's like when a batsman scores 100 in cricket. How often is he soon out afterwards? It's the break in mental concentration.
There it is. I've spoken to a psychologist.
Well,
an amateur one.
There's a lot of people think you ought to speak to one a lot more often.
Psychiatrist, you mean?
Yeah, it's not a psychologist I need.
This is Paul Wood. The ball was stolen from him. It's a penalty. 2 on 1.
Well, they've got out of jail if they can score here, Warrington.
Did you call play on there?
The mistake from the kick-off.
Just check.
And there were certainly hands in there. Matt Blaymire was the culprit.
Hang on.
You know, the referee's not convinced he's given the right decision here.
He's got it wrong, mate. Hey, calm down. Wait on my whistle. Just calm down. Mate, you got yourself in trouble with that. Won't help me again.
They were all offside then, Wakefield on their own line, but not to worry. This is Martin Gleeson.
Well, we were wondering when he was going to be mentioned. They have given him no opportunity whatsoever.
This is Westwood.
And that's full credit to this Wakefield defence.
Go. Ned, back foot.
Michael Sullivan to Chris Bridge. This is John Clark. Clark gets the ball away to Paul Wood again. Wood trying to come forward. McGilvray got to him. He was finished off. Quick play the ball. It's Michael Sullivan. It's Wainwright. Back to Sullivan again. Sullivan with the offload to Clark. There is Parker. To nobody. Awful. Bridge. Great tackle. Ryan Atkins.
Go.
Not the best pass from Paul Parker, that.
Well,
Tackle for Warrington.
Full credit to Wakefield, the way they're getting back in numbers. The enthusiasm is superb. That's a good kick.
It's a great... Well, no, it's not too long.
The wind.
Paul Cullen is on his way down to the dressing rooms.
Well, we often say wind can be uncomfortable, and I think it might be for this fella, Paul Cullen.
I think he'd like to repeat his half-time talk from 12 months ago when they came here, wouldn't he, Eddie?
Well, they were 21-0 down then. They're only 16-6 at the moment.
They're definitely missing the calming influence of Lee Braze when they get down there in the 20, aren't they?
Yes, they are, and they might miss his kicking again in the second half with this wind at their backs. Here's Wayne Price.
Again, great work from another of the wingers. Carding themselves up. They're not interested in doing anything fancy when they know they've got to get field position. That's the one thing their coach John Keir has instilled into this outfit. Get into a decent area, mid-field, and then you can start playing classy.
Jeffries kicks over the top. Woof, Reardon nearly lost that.
It was bobbling about all over. There were good work from Katic.
Yes, he was hunting the loose ball. They hunt everything, don't they, Wakefield? They really do.
They just pack a very solid area, don't they?
It's a hugely impressive performance so far from them. All right, there's been a few glitches, there's been a few mistakes. That's the nature of the beast. They take a chance, and look at the way they get stuck in the tackle.
Move! Go!
They probably feel a little hard done to last week. Scored 5 tries, the same as Leeds, but lost out on goal kicking. They're almost good enough to beat the Leeds Rhinos. They certainly feel good enough to beat Warrington here on the second week.
This is Michael Sullivan. That's a good jinking little run from him. Cut down on tackle number 5, though. And here is Wainwright. It comes back to Clark. Now it's with Anderson. Anderson to Barnett. That's the half-time siren. And they've just said kick it and chase it. And he was actually taken out in back play as he went to chase and kick that. This is Ferris again. Oh, and a pinch by Bridge. It's a pinch by Chris Bridge. Chris Bridge out the back door. Farfili. Unbelievable. Unbelievable for Warrington. They're going to score. Farfili will score for Warrington. But the referee...
That's what confused me when you said 2 on 2.
Just wants the video referee to check it out. And he wants to check the steal. I don't think there was 2 on it. I don't think there was 2 on him. And I think Farfili has just pinched a try out of nothing.
It'll be interesting to see, was there a hand on? Is he pulled? He's pulled away from it. No, he's pulled away as Westwood. Westwood has pulled the arm away. Bridge rips it. He's on him there, but he hasn't stolen the ball yet. He's pulled away, has he? Has he pulled away? This is going to be very close indeed.
If Westwood has his hands on his own player, is he deemed involved in the tackle, Steve, or there?
Well, he's still moving forward, so he can't be. The tackle has not been completed. If there's movement with the man carrying the football...
But his hands on his own player, so there shouldn't be a try then. 2 people in the tackle, is that what you're saying?
No, I think this is going to be given.
Well, I'm not 100% sure, because not long ago it was if there were 2 men involved, and even if he then pulls away.
I can't remember the change.
I think it's going to be a try.
If there were 2 men involved, then he pulls away Westwood as the ball comes out. It's deemed to be a 2-man tackle. They've not checked the grounding.
This won't be given, Eddie.
No try.
The try is given.
I meant to say try.
Steve, just think the ball cap.
Well, Wakefield will feel that they have been robbed, but they were. The ball was stolen, and it was deemed to be legally stolen, and Henry Farfili just jinked his way over the line and plonked the ball down.
It's all about interpretation, Eddie, and that is always a problem that we've got to endure. Well, it was amazing.
The ball alive.
Yeah.
This was St Helens of 2000 in the playoffs.
And the most amazing thing is, they were shouting at him, kick, kick, they've got it.
Now, if Ferris goes to ground here, it's all over.
That's all he has to do.
Let's just see where the ground is, the ball, Ben. Give me a call a minute.
And Bridge did ever so well.
Being told, Steve, by the truck from the video referee, the fact that Westwood had his hand on his own player, he is deemed not to be involved in the tackle.
Amazingly, 2 seasons ago, that would have been classified as a 2-on-1.
Well, the referee felt that he was making the kick too difficult for Chris Bridge, and having double-checked with his assistants, he realises that Farfi grounded the ball closer to the goalposts, and he's making Chris Bridge's life a little easier before he goes for a rest at half-time.
Well, that was one of the most bizarre tries we have seen for a long, long time. And can Chris Bridge add the extras here and pull Warrington back to within 4? Yes, he can. 16 points to 12. This has to be one of the longest first halves we've ever had. Steve-o, we might have very many minutes during half-time to discuss the Great Britain international situation, but we'll do our best. That is half-time. It's Wakefield 16, Warrington 12. Henry Farfili's try on the stroke of half-time, the very stroke of half-time. Not a 2-on-1 ball steal. That's the view of the video referee Ben Taylor, and Henry Farfili in for the try. 16-12 in the break.
Next weekend, live on Sky Sports, all 4 Cup quarter-finals and a big clash from the Challenge Cup. Next Friday at 7, Llanelli take on Munster. Next Saturday at noon, it's Bath v Bristol in the Challenge Cup. And at 5:30, Wasps face Leinster. Next Sunday from 12:30, Biarritz take on Northampton, followed by the Leicester Stade Francais clash. In association with Ford Ranger, European Cup Rugby live on Sky Sports.
Successful companies are all about growth. As they grow, they add more employees and more floors, until before you know it, they've grown to fill a skyscraper. And let's face it, from up there, people look really small, and they can find it hard to make their voices heard. But at Santander, we've been growing for 150 years by adding branches to our network to bring us closer to our customers. Now our group has more branches than any other international bank. In 2004, Abby became part of Santander, and together we share the same commitment to be close to our customers. Abby, part of the Santander Group.
Morning. No, not really. I use SatNav.
So do you get your car serviced yearly?
Yeah, serviced every year.
Okay, perfect. And you usually drive on motorway?
Sorry to disturb, Jeff, but I thought you'd want to hear this. Go on. We'll beat your home insurance renewal quote, or refund you the difference up to £100 when you switch.
Nice.
Yeah, and, that's not all. Once you've switched, we also give you another 50 quid.
Like it!
Home insurance price guarantee from Barclays. Now there's a thought.
To watch Eureka, press red now.
More live football internationally coming up on Wednesday. Euro 2008 qualifiers. Andorra against England, 7 o'clock Sky Sports 1 and HD1. The Republic of Ireland against Slovakia, 7:30 Sky Sports 2. And Wales against San Marino, 8 o'clock Sky Sports 3 and HD2. All on Wednesday. Here at Bellevue, well, the most remarkable first half we've had for a long time. Wakefield bossed it. Warrington are back in the hunt, though, at 16-12, courtesy of that try right on the bell of the half-time siren. 16-12 here, but as we mentioned during the course of the commentary, internationally, there is an announcement expected in the morning of the new Great Britain coach. Remember, Brian Noble led the team to the Tri-Nations last year, and after that he was relieved of his position. The Rugby Football League saying that they are going to appoint a full-time Great Britain coach from here on in. And it certainly is not going to be Sean McRae. I spoke to Sean from Australia earlier today, and he is out of the running. He was telephoned by Richard Lewis, the executive chairman of the game, this morning at 8 o'clock, and he isn't going to be there. John Lang is not going to be there from Australia. So, Steve-o, it looks as though it's going to be someone from the domestic game here. And over the past 3 or 4 days, there is one name that has emerged very, very strongly indeed.
And it's a common name. It's Tony Smith. It will be an Australian, and I have it on good authority that he will be telling the Leeds players that he will be taking the position. And I am so confident. Over the years, I've lost quite a lot of property. I've lost my house, lost my swimming pool, I've lost my push bike, you name it. But I'm telling you now, I don't think I'll lose any property on that. It will be announced. That is only my opinion, but I don't think you'll be able to get a better one.
OK, so if it is Tony Smith who is confirmed in the morning, is he the man for the job?
I think that the Rugby Football League have struggled. If it was going to be Sean McRae, I think he would have been appointed at least well over 4 or 5 weeks ago. And the mere fact that they have fiddled about in making this announcement, they've already said, haven't they, that they approached Sean Edwards. So he in himself said, no, I'm not ready for the job. So in many ways, I suppose any applicant would feel that they're a little bit second best, because it was obvious they wanted Sean Edwards. Otherwise, why would they talk to him personally about it?
Well, I don't know whether they actually approached him, to be fair. I think they said that they had discussed the position with him, and Sean, at that stage, Sean Edwards, that is, had discounted himself out of the running. He wants to stay in London,
but why
and be
was
close
that,
to his family.
But why was that done publicly?
Well, because I think the papers were saying that Sean Edwards had the offer and had turned it down, and that is not the case.
They've kept everything else quiet. They've been very, very slow in allowing us to know who have applied for it, who's been nominated for it.
Well,
either way,
it's a confidentiality thing, Steve.
Well, we know it's a confidentiality, but what we've got to look at is the position whereby I think it should have been done and dusted. It should have been made public about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and it is an Australian, and let's face it, the Australians, perhaps you'd have to say they are the world's best. We've got so many Australian coaches over here, so we can't complain. I would have loved it to be a British man,
But it's not. We've got to take it, and I think that he's got the qualifications. He's already won trophies. He's taken leads to certainly to a higher level, and I think that if he gets it right... I've mentioned it before, though, that I don't think that one man can do what the Rugby Football League want him to do. I think he has to coach. He has to have an assistant.
OK, we are saying here that we believe it's going to be Tony Smith. We don't know that for certain.
I am.
Yeah, well, you've been wrong about a lot of things, but he's saying that it is. Were for Leeds, if it is Tony Smith, the top of the table, the top of Super League, what on earth would he want to leave them for, to go to be the Great Britain coach?
I think any opportunity to coach at international level has got to be the highest award that can be given to any coach.
Even for an Aussie to coach Great Britain?
Yeah, without a doubt. David Waite did it, and he was a success. In fact, I was sorry that David Waite lost the position.
OK, look, there will be a lot more discussion about this, I'm sure, on Boots and All on Wednesday, when we will be in the studio, and hopefully, whoever the new Great Britain coach is, when he's announced tomorrow, we will certainly be extending an offer for him to come down and join us in the studio and discuss his new role, whoever it might be. Steve-O is convinced who it is, and you can make your own mind up. I'm sure that we will all find out within the next 24 hours. Meanwhile, there are 2 Super League points to be won here, and Warrington, with the score right on the bell, have given themselves a glorious opportunity, but Wakefield are scrapping. It's 16-12 at half-time here at Bellevue. Half-time here at Bellevue just ended. The players back on the field, and the ground's still buzzing about that score from Henry Farfili, converted by Chris Bridge right on the final siren of that first half that gives Warrington some hope for this second half. 16-12 they trail. It was the first 40 minutes dominated in the main by Wakefield, but credit Warrington, they have stuck to their task. They trail only by 4, and they have this wind at their backs in the second half. Can they turn it to their advantage? John Clark gets us underway at the start of the second half. Marches underneath it. Here comes McGilvray. And if it's as entertaining as the first 40, Steve-O, there'll be no complaints up here.
Tremendous stuff, wasn't it? The way that Wakefield utilised the strong wind, which was to their advantage. Warrington, obviously their coach, Paul Cullen, would have said, come on, John Clark, we've got to do exactly the same. Maybe early in the piece, they go just like Wakefield did on that 40-20. That set the momentum for them.
Wakefield in possession. First time in this second half. Tackle then on Brett Ferris was by Martin Gleeson, who didn't get out of the way, didn't get out of the ruck. And it's a penalty to Wakefield.
And it's one that Wakefield needed. You know, the first half penalty count was 7-2 in Warrington's favour. And when any sort of stat like that, you will struggle. But the first penalty of the second half going in Wakefield's favour. And in fact, they've scored half of the tries starting with a tap penalty this year. Good position for them to begin with, and a good run from Henderson.
Great run from Kevin Henderson. No-nonsense character, this fellow. And he plays the ball to another no-nonsense man. That's March. This is McGilvray. Oh, that was forward. That was a forward pass to Jason Golden. He got away with one last week, McGilvray.
Well, this was a little bit shorter than the one that he did get away with against Leeds, which was about 3 metres forward. Only slightly. Nearly got away with it. Just a lack of concentration there. Nothing, you can't blame Jason Golden.
Let's get news on the sideline from Bill.
Eddie, somebody at Warrington has to have run over a black cat or done something to upset somebody, because they have picked up another injury. Paul Johnson, it turns out, or it appears, has broken a bone in his hand. He won't be coming back out here. He is so upset, to put it mildly, and he did it just handing off an opposition player and felt the bone crack in his hand, he says, and he is very, very unhappy at the moment. So add him to, you've already got Adrian Morley up there in the stand watching this. Lee Breers, of course, is injured as well. They're not having the best of luck at the moment.
They aren't. It's two of the big three signings. Morley, Johnson. There's only Vinnie Anderson left of the new faces, and he's still out there. But I don't know what Paul Cullen has done to somebody somewhere, but it's all going against him in terms of injuries. And Adrian Morley and Lee Breers watching alongside their coach behind the sticks here at the Bellevue ground.
Well, they'll be looking for a better start than what they did in the first stanza, first 15 minutes. To be fair, Wakefield were just sensational. Completely control the game in all facets.
Paris nowhere through for him. That was Brent Gross, and finished off by John Clark. High kick downfield, but Stuart Reardon positioned himself perfectly for that.
I think, Eddie, that's Warrington's best defensive set of the entire game. They controlled every single play of the ball. They had players getting in tight, almost having their head tight with the attacking player's head. It slows down the play of the ball, controls the ruck, and just look what a difference it made. It meant that Reardon got the ball on his terms rather than Wakefield's.
Here comes Mike Wainwright again for Warrington. Ooh, risky business, but he gets it away to Vinnie Anderson. He'll play the ball to Michael Sullivan.
Didn't play it right, got away with it.
Oh, and Mike Wainwright gets up gingerly from that previous tackle, by the way, and just holds the bottom of his back. Here is Gleeson again. Good tackle.
Certainly was.
Tackle that.
Just came a little bit too early, though, to Stuart Reardon. The idea was there. That's got plenty of height on it.
Blaymire claims it. Importantly for Wakefield, but look where they are. And here's Ryan Atkins.
Good take. Price made sure that he got his body in between them.
And here is Price now trying to run the ball back, and he's picked up and pushed further back towards his own post by the Wakefield defenders.
Lot more enthusiasm shown by the Warrington defenders now.
Hold here up.
It seems to be a problem for Warrington every time they come here. It's they're very slow starters. Good tackle by Wainwright.
This is Ned Kattick. Gets it in field to Ben Jeffries.
He's in trouble.
He's in a lot of trouble. This is Westwood. Warrington have the ball back.
Real mix up there. They should have got rid of it a lot quicker.
This now is John Clark. John Clark getting away from a couple, then feeding Martin Gleeson. Ryan Atkins has done a very good job thus far on Martin Gleeson.
Get concentrated.
Chris Bridge. Here comes Wood. He'll drive it forward. Paul Wood. Plays the ball to Sullivan. Bridge stepping inside. Chris Bridge. He's over the line. Chris Bridge. That's a terrific effort. Chris Bridge, the Irish international, and Paul Cullen. I don't think he's saying calm down. He's just saying, I told you it would happen if you were patient. And Warrington have been patient at the start of this second half. They swooped on the mistake by Wakefield in their own quarter, and Chris Bridge over at the end of the sixth for a try that draws them level.
You've got to make sure you get yourself into a good position on the final tackle, and that means that you've got to be able to get the kick away. Jeffries couldn't do that. It was a tremendous effort from Bridge. Very similar to the one that Wood scored in that first half. And a game that looked as though it was going to go Wakefield's way. The pressure is relieved somewhat on Paul Cullen.
Well, the last two defensive sets have been full control for Warrington, and it means that they're receiving the ball on good terms, in good position. You can see there the mistake, failing to get a kick away from Wakefield, and the turnover giving them the chance. Bridge had the skills and strength to get over.
Chris Bridge to improve his own try. That takes him beyond 300 career points. And it brings back memories for Paul Cullen and the Warrington contingent of last year, when Chris Bridge was at the heartbeat of their comeback from 21-0 down to a 22-21 victory. He scored 2 tries and 3 goals last year here. He's now got 2 goals and a try in 2007. And Warrington hit the front for the first time in the match. And that's Parker driving it forward for them.
Well, they'll be looking towards it. That bizarre try, seconds, in fact, after the hooter had sounded, it was a speculative kick from the substitute Richie Barnett, and it was stolen from there on in. Just amazing how it was scored.
Chris Bridge was inside his own 40-metre mark then, and he humps the ball downfield. Blaymire will collect it on his own goal line and will drive it forward again. Good chase by Bridge. Helped out by Ben Westwood, who I think is having his most outstanding season yet in Warrington's colours, Ben Westwood.
I couldn't agree with you more, Eddie. Every team needs a good second rower. Lee Radford at Hull plays that role. Jason Croker for the Catalan Dragons. But Ben Westwood's been outstanding for so far for Warrington this season.
And he's had to be with poor Adrian Morley only having played, what is it now, 57 minutes in Warrington's jersey.
You can't rely on one man, can you?
The touch should have a very close look at that and then shook his head. This is Jeffries. Infield it comes. That's Ferris. The ball is picked up on the bounce brilliantly by Dimitriou. They have men either side. Dimitriou stands in the tackle, looks for support, never came. Has to take the tackle from John Clark. Last one for Wakefield. It's Rooney, and he'll hoist this high. Farfili is underneath it. Farfili claims it. Just about. Wayne Price nearly nicked it.
Both going for it. It was all hands, wasn't it? It was a beautiful high kick under a lot of pressure.
Sullivan, here's Farfili. Had both feet firmly planted on the ground, Farfili, when he went for that high kick. Normally, when it looks like that, it's normally the man who's chasing the kick from the opposition who has the spring in his heels, but Farfili came up with the goods. Sullivan, back it goes to Vinnie Anderson.
The one thing that John Keir, the Wakefield coach, would have been impressed with was the way that they got the ball out wide there on the right-hand side. They caught Martin Gleeson out of position. Not the best kick. Oh, it's bobbling all over.
Difficult for Blaymire to pick up, but he did. Then he's tackled by Martin Gleeson. This is Jeffries. Here is Wayne Price.
This is where Ben Jeffries will be looking for his back feet to get him some quick play the balls, because he hasn't had really any quick play the balls to go off, and that's why when Warrington come up with that try, it was because he was under that much pressure from the slow play the balls off Wakefield.
They're over halfway now, and that is Jason Golden again. Debut in the first round at Hull Kingston Rovers when Wakefield lost. That's Rooney. That's a good ball to Ferris and a half break. He has support both ways. And Jeffries has lost it.
Was it forward anyway? But it's a knock-on, and John Keir knows that that was a golden opportunity. I mentioned earlier the fact that they're catching Martin Gleeson out.
That's a mile forward anyway.
Yeah.
It seemed as though he had 4 players on his right. He preferred the faster option, didn't he, midfield?
It's tough when you're out there, though, isn't it? When you've got to come with that split-second decision to score the try, when you break through and you get a bit of the white line fever where you want to go for the try, and just didn't come off for him. That's how they react to it now, isn't it?
It was a disease you didn't have often, Terry, the white line fever, to be fair.
I did do it in tick and pass at training.
We make a joke with Terry, and he, to be fair to him, he takes it on the chin that his mum's got the shortest rugby league video in history.
I have to take it on the chin. I only scored out 19.
And you were out for about 20 years. That's about 1 a year.
I don't even think it was that good.
Here comes Rob Parker.
Bit of composure needed by the Wolves at the moment. I'm sure that Paul Cullen will have get the message out, say, come on, we've got to be a little bit tighter in that that defensive line, especially out on their left-hand side.
Does it surprise you that Chris Bridge now has had 2 kicks not under any pressure from inside his own 40? He's gone straight down the middle rather than aiming towards the side.
The reason why that is because the quick play the balls they're getting, and he wants to keep the ball in play to turn the big forwards around.
I'm thinking of a 40-20, a la Rooney in the first half, you know.
I think he's quite happy with putting the pressure on them, making them cut the mistakes in their own 20.
OK, 3 tackles gone here, midway inside their own half, Wakefield. Here comes Richard Moore again. Every time the ball reaches Richard Moore, the crowd rise. They know that something's on the way. Now it's with Jeffries.
Clear.
Nice kick over the top from Jeffries. Ooh, just. Oh, I don't know whether he got that right, the touch judge.
I think he's got it wrong, but on the replay, we'll soon find out.
OK. 4.
Oh, he's right. He's on the money. Fair play. Well, all the crowd are booing. They've looked at that on the big screen, but the gentleman, ladies, children on the line is out.
He's right. He's got it after his name.
The eagle eye of the merry flag waver.
He was helped out by Henry Farfili, which is, I think, why the crowd were a bit upset. Martin Gleeson. Oh, great ball to John Clark. And Clark,
he's got the pace.
He has got the pace. Clark will get there for Warrington. A magnificent effort. And Lee Breers leads the applause. John Clark with the try. Well, he came up with some important contributions last week. And he has come up in his emergency half-back role here with an important contribution here tonight. He made his Warrington debut against Wakefield in 2001.
This is the kick out on the full. Just hit the whitewash. Touch judge was absolutely spot on. What a beautiful pass though from Anderson. Notice how Anderson has been switched on the scrum down when they use him as a standoff. And John Clark, the man who was the instrumental there, Gleeson threw the ball and then is away. And Clark was superb. He looked as though he had the pace, didn't he?
Yeah. He's been in great form this year, John Clark for Warrington. Now then, Chris Bridge. This should stretch the lead. And it does. 24 points to 16. Suddenly it's gone in Warrington's favour. Remember, they were 10-0 down after 10 minutes. They have clawed their way back into the match. They have clawed their way back into the lead. And Chris Bridge, 6 tries in the final 6 weekly rounds of last year, but an important goal kicker in the absence of Lee Breers here tonight. And a memorable try for John Clark. Ooh, that bounced off the back of Bridge. Oh!
It's happened again, hasn't it?
What a mess. Oh, and there's another one. Oh, attack forward. Could be a try for Wakefield here. Well, was it a double knock-on? Was it first one, second one? The referee wants the video referee Ben Taylor to check. Or was it a ball steal? How did the ball come free? Well, it came free off Sullivan, we know that much.
That's the first knock-on, so that's all right. Either way, you've got to say that Wakefield will get the ball from the scrum. That's a steal, and that is play on. Is he on an onside position? It doesn't matter if it's come off from Westwood. So therefore, Price, that's a steal, that's a kick through. Price is behind the man, and if the price is right, it'll be the TRY. And I think it is. That is a definite steal. Atkins gets the boot, Price gets the try. Play on, and he finishes off superbly. TRY time. It's been bizarre sometimes, this game. This will be given, I'm sure.
Well, if it is, we saw Wakefield in the first half knock on from the kick-off after scoring a try. They survived, but the referee's having another little look at this.
That's a definite steal, one-on-one. And you can see there that Farfeely actually got a hand on Atkins to try to hold him back. This is going to be a try, surely.
I think Wayne Price is about to mark his full debut for the Wildcats with a 4-pointer. He is. But it looked as though it was becoming safe for Warrington, and suddenly it's back in the melting pot. It's 24 points to 20, and there is a very important kick to come. But Wayne Price will enjoy this moment, and look when he last scored a try against Warrington for Castleford last summer.
But it just shows you, doesn't it? From the kick-off, yet another error. He slipped there, did Sullivan. But any youngster watching, this is all about playing to the whistle. A lot of players could have just stopped.
Rooney will miss with the conversion. 20-24.
As I say, you play to the whistle. It was a good kick through from Atkins. Farfeely tried his best to stop the centre going through. It didn't matter. Wayne Price and Ferris has had a fine game. Impressed me as this loose forward. What a finish. That's what they get paid for.
Well, the video referee was making absolutely sure, first of all, the way the ball came through. He was checking every base, ball stealing, and then the very last thing he was checking was whether Wayne Price was onside from the little dink through. And when he ticked all the correct boxes, he pressed the right button, and the try is given.
Oh, nearly had a turnover of possession there.
There's been some freakish moments in this match, as many that you would see in a full season.
That's what I'm saying, it's bizarre. But it's good entertainment. I'm loving every minute.
I'm not so sure whether John Keir and Paul Cullen are loving it, though.
He never wanted to be a coach, Terry. Oh, hang on. Richard Moore.
Oh, he's lost it.
No play on, says the referee.
He must have had it stolen then.
Well, if it's play on, it must have come off a Warrington hand. He's just kept the tackle count going. It's a great kick. Reardon feels it, but will not get out of jail. Terrific stuff from Wakefield.
Well, if it was stolen, shouldn't he have gone back to one?
Exactly.
It's through.
It's knocked out.
Well,
but maybe he said it was never played at.
Well, it's said that he's involved in the tackle, of course, but it was a beautiful kick through. It's just as well. They get the possession yet again.
Yeah, ball not played at here by Michael Sullivan. Hence the reason why it's not 6 to go. And it's play on, and the referee's spot on.
Yep. Did well though, Richard Moore. Got through a lot of hard work. I've been impressed with the way that the forwards have really taken it to this Warrington outfit.
Watine is back out as well. Watine and Richard Moore. Two roughhouse props. This is Jeffries. And here is Blaymire. Latu. Infield to Wayne. Jamie Rooney.
It was always going to happen, Eddie, wasn't it? You're going to say it one day.
Mays is taking us along. Jeffries. Jeffries, it's opened up for Jeffries! Jeffries scores for Wakefield! Scores a level again! 2 tries in as many minutes for Wakefield, it seems. And Ben Jeffries, he just saw the gap. Warrington opened it up, and he was through. And Ben Jeffries, he's not missed a match for 11 months, and he is having a fantastic season, as they are down here at Bellevue with Wakefield.
Watch his body language. Looks as though he's going to shift the ball with a pass. Just twist. You don't need to do any tap dancing. Just a twist to the body, and that's sufficient. Put on the speed. The gas went straight in. Bang. What a game!
Well, he has the acceleration over 5 metres. Look, the goal line dropper gave them the chance, and they turned that chance into 4 points. Big question now here on the goal kicker. Can he add the extra 2? But Ben Jeffries happy with his 4 tries this year.
Great try from Ben Jeffries, that. Last week's try against Leeds was his 60th in 120 appearances. Great record. Rooney! Well, he knows where the goal is. 26-24.
Well, it's tremendous to have a weekend when we've got a Rooney that is kicking goals. Fantastic. Look at that. He goes from the outside, comes to the back. The defence has gone all over. You've got to go up as a unit in one line, and Warrington on that left-hand side thought it was going the other way. You can't have a rest in this game.
Okay, boys.
Well,
there's nowhere to hide in rugby league.
Warrington had built up an 8-point advantage, and that has now been wiped away. They are 2 points in the red. Wakefield are back in front. There's a quarter of the match to go. This could go either way.
Well, final quarters are interesting, Eddie. If you look at the final quarter, Wakefield scored 10 tries this season, only conceded 5. And Warrington's record, well, that's pretty poor. They haven't scored yet in the last 10 minutes of a match this season, and they've let 6 tries in, so I think the finish of this game, crucially enough for Warrington, and their mental state for the rest of the season.
I'll tell you what, we ought to give a rap to the big prop forwards, Terry. Moore and Watine.
I was just going to say, the introduction of them two have definitely perked Wakefield up, haven't they? They've took it to them, which has enabled like Wayne Price getting a quick play the ball, which then helps the backs out.
Come on with an error there. They spilled the football. They really wanted good field position.
There's Terry O'Connor has got, he's the chair of the Prop Forwards Union, and the secretary is Barry. You wouldn't expect them to criticise prop forwards, those two.
Secretary, I'd like to see Barry in a dress.
I've never seen him in one.
Well, obviously you've got me at an advantage.
Here's Mark Gleeson. Now it's Chris Bridge. Martin Gleeson gets. Oh, Henry Farfeli ran the ball out.
Without being too disrespectful, you've got to look where you are on the field of play, and Henry Farfeli said, "Oh, I'm over the line."
Head and feet at the scrum to Wakefield.
Again,
the New Zealand international has a little shake of the head when he looked at the big
again,
screen.
Eddie, that's bizarre, isn't it?
Yes.
That a player actually received the ball, it's outside the field of play.
Well, from the kick-off, we had the ball hitting Chris Bridge on the back, and that produced a mistake by Michael Sullivan, hence the try for Wakefield. We've had it all here tonight, and let's have a word with Bill. Maybe he's got even more news for us from the side.
Well, Eddie, Richard Moore getting big applause from the Wakefield crowd and from the Wakefield bench for a great effort. I mentioned the first half he'd come off for problems with a knee.
Hang on, this is a great run, and there is Rooney, and that's an important tackle there by Reardon.
Oh, he's lost it.
The ball lost forward, and Reardon has saved Warrington's bacon.
He certainly has. Probably give them an opportunity to finish up and win this game, because if this had been scored there, Leo Latu, he's produced some wonderful touches of rugby league.
But he didn't have the skill, did he, to commit the fullback to him to release Rooney. That 2v1 situation, which kids practice from the age of 7, did they? It's a difficult one, but under pressure on that occasion, Latu couldn't find the right pass at the right time.
That's the big thing, that, Phil, isn't it? Under pressure. And under pressure all the time, and drawing it and knowing what's at stake. Wakefield win this game tonight to go top of the league.
And you've got to give a lot of pride with the fact that Stuart Reardon, he just left the one man and went for the other.
He placed himself in a position where he forced it.
Great work from Elima, and this is Latu. Wayne Price is there. Latu scores for Wakefield.
He doesn't need to do 2v1s, Terry.
I think he's made up for it though, hasn't he?
I would agree with you.
Fantastic work from Olivier Elima. He hasn't given it yet. How did the ball come out? He wants Ben Taylor to check. Davita Latu has taken the right bang for his pains.
There's something around the marker where Latu gets the ball.
I tell you what, Elima's work was fantastic.
Yeah, he just went involved in the tackle, that's all. Or has he deliberately gone for the ball?
Is that a loose carry?
I think, well, it is a loose carry, but has he deliberately gone for the ball on Gleeson? I think he has. I think he's gone for the lunge with the hand before putting himself involved in the tackle. If it had been the other way around...
I don't know for a big lad, or I can speak for being a big lad, but I think all of his first reaction there was just to get Matt Gleeson from scooting out and getting the roll going forward.
Deserves a try, I'll tell you.
It's given. Great work from Elima, but the score goes to Leo Latu.
Has he cut himself when he landed over the try line?
Well, they got away with it. They were very slow. He wasn't, was he? Leo Latu, who Eddie says is akin to a coffee drink, pretty close to it.
Should
but
this
boy,
almost be a...
this was smooth. Well, was it a collision of the head, or either way, it's painful, but it's effective.
He's off the field anyway because he's got a cut eye. And here is Ben Jeffries to try and add the extras. He's taken over from Rooney for this. Trying to drift it in, but it's held up on the wind.
OK, lads, come on.
And we've got no fingers left. 30 points to 24. It's swinging one way and then the other. I think we missed Bill in all the excitement. He didn't finish the sentence, Bill.
Well, Leo Latu back on his feet. It did look a lot worse. There was blood coming from around the eye, but the docs had patched him up. Certainly is a cut there, but for a moment it looked like a fractured cheekbone or something like that. I was talking about Richard Moore earlier on because he'd come here with a bit of reception. In fact, the crowd refer to him as Psycho, but he really has been outstanding, and that despite coming off with a knee problem in the first half. You can see that left knee all strapped up as he takes the ball in. And of course, you've got to bear in mind from the Warrington point of view that Paul Johnson is still on the sidelines. He won't be coming back, and the worry is that he's broken a bone in his hand.
15 minutes remaining in this match, and it could still go either way. Here goes Dimitriou. And the crowds continue to roll up here at Bellevue. We're hearing that this match today is being watched by the biggest ever crowd that has ever turned up at Bellevue to see the meeting of Wakefield and Warrington. They're working hard on the field in this part of the world, and they're doing overtime off it.
They certainly are. And you say about Richard Moore, but you know the way that Leo Latu, the hooker, and also Adam Watine. It has really been a great effort from Wakefield. It looked as though perhaps they'd just lost the momentum. They fought back, Jeffrey Strye, and then of course Leo Latu. Unbelievable stuff.
Richie Barnett has picked up the kick through. He played to Reardon. Here comes Brent Gross. Met though with the challenge of the number 17 Kevin Henderson. It's Reardon again. Gets as far as Moore and March. Mark Gleeson. Big Likevall.
It really is a sign of a team that is working hard. They're working as a unit. Is when you've got to. You had the game in the bag, and then you concede 2 quick tries, and sometimes the head goes down, but not in this outfit, not Wakefield. They've been superb. They've dug deep, haven't they? Poor kick.
It was a poor kick. That was Jeffries, and here is Wayne Price again. Rahihi and Likevall to bring him down. Elima. Good hit by Mark Gleeson. 6 points the difference. 14 minutes to go. Still time for this match to be won and lost. That's Richard Moore.
This is where they've got to keep that composure. They've got to ensure that the kicking game is good from Wakefield. Keep forcing them into corner. If you get anywhere near, try to get a second set of 6 for the in-goal area.
Drop
1
goal.
point.
Drop goal attempt. Drop goal attempt. Just went wide of the posts. Was that Rooney? It was.
Good option, though. Little bit too far out, perhaps. Maybe they could have been better going for the return from the dropout underneath the sticks.
You know, kicking in particular has been a problem a bit for Wakefield tonight. Only kicked 3 from 6 at goal, Warrington a 4 from 4, and that was the difference last week. They lost to the Leeds Rhinos because they didn't convert their goals well enough. They hope that's not going to be the case again here tonight.
Good offload there from Rahihi. Here goes Mike Wainwright. Oh, an important ankle tap from Rooney.
Just got that trailing leg. They had the overlap.
Brent Gross hangs on, takes tackle number 4. Just a little glimmer of hope then for Warrington. This is Bridge. It's Bridge again. All down by Richard Moore and Henderson. Clark kicks in the corner, looking for the speed of Barnett. He's there, Barnett.
Ooh, very close.
Well done, though, on that far side by Peter Fox.
Just got there in time. It was a well-weighted kick. Anxious moment for the Warrington camp. John Clark's had a fine game, hasn't he? Just got there in time. Got the dropout. He's impressed me as well, Peter Fox. Been some outstanding performances, Eddie, from both sides.
There has, and look down this Wakefield side. There's some good young talent out there, isn't there? Blaymire, Fox, Wayne Price. Elima's only 23, you know, seems to have been around forever. Brett Ferris. Jason Golden off the bench. Good for the future of Wakefield. This is Likevall again. You see Wakefield, of course, down in the Millennium Stadium for the Millennium Magic Weekend. 0844 477 7113. You'll also see Warrington, of course. I think they have a date against Salford. This is Mark Gleeson. Now it's Bridge. Oh, and he's got the strength to hand off a couple. Still going strong is Chris Bridge, and Wakefield eventually pull him down. Last tackle.
Get up.
Mark Leeson. It's with John Clark again. A dab over the top. Looking for Vinnie Anderson, and wow, that was plucked out of the air by Peter Fox.
What an effort. Anderson looked for all the world to be getting this. It was a great leap, wasn't it? But Fox was there. Sly, perhaps.
He's been very impressive tonight, hasn't he, Peter Fox and Blaymire? I think they've been great at the back there, along with Wayne Price.
This is March.
Bit of a problem for Vinnie Anderson when he came down from that leap.
Well, every time Vinnie Anderson has the ball, Paul Cullen will have his heart in his mouth with Morley and Johnson. And the sound of things, Johnson tonight with another serious injury, and Morley, we've seen him, and he's had all sorts of trouble with the face after the opening night against Wigan last weekend.
The biggest problem as well, Eddie, was that these sides that...
Great kick.
That's wonderful thinking. With a 6-point lead, you just dink it into the corner. That the clubs that are struggling with injuries, they must be looking to the fact, you know, over Easter you're playing 3 games within 7-8 days. It really takes its toll. He's had a fine match.
9.5 minutes to go. Only a converted try between the two.
Come on, boys. Oh, Chris.
They'll take the time for him in that scrum, won't they? This is where they want. This is where they want to defend. This is where John Keeley said he wanted to defend them all night, and see how they shape up now.
Warrington have only used 7 changes, but remember they're down because Paul Johnson, we think he's broken a bone in the hand, so he won't be back tonight.
You can see that the game has slowed down somewhat because they really have given their all, both sides. Forwards have got ripping into each other. That looks slightly, doesn't matter.
There's tackle number 4, and Lightfold just inside his own half. They get over halfway now with Vinnie Anderson.
5, move!
Mark Leeson. On the last here is Clark. Dabbed down the line, but that will skip away, and it will find touch over on that far side.
Well, they won't be rushing, but it should be.
Pack it in, says John Clark. Let's get the scrum formed. Referee will have to call time off then.
And that shows just how much this match has taken out of everybody. John Clark was screaming to get there, and you can see that Wakefield are in no rush. Adam Watine looks very tired out there, but this is a wonderful effort from Wakefield for a comeback, and it must be a great fillip, you know, for Adam Watine. Evidently his father hasn't been too well. And let's hope that this victory, if Wakefield go on to pull up the 2 points. Remember, Eddie mentioned before the kick-off that Wakefield have to win by 17 points or more to take them to the top of the Super League table.
They'll settle though for joining.
What an achievement, though.
Well, they'll settle for joining Bradford and Leeds on the 10-point mark, won't they?
Will they ever?
McGilvray. Mind you, it's not over yet. Rooney at dummy half. Finds Ben Jeffries. He's been a live wire. That's the last tackle, though. They're only just over halfway. Here comes the kick from Rooney again. Up in the air it goes, and it's one for Farfili to turn and collect. And he doesn't connect it. Wayne Price, second try for Wakefield. And that could be it. Henry Farfili looked all at sea. He just wants to check whether they're onside on this near side of the field. But Wayne Price believes he's come up with his second try. And if he has, he could easily have come up with the 2 points. Farfili was never in any shape to get that.
There was quite a few in front.
Oh, and this Wayne Price.
It's going to be very interesting. Does he cross now? Oh, I think he might just have had a step.
You can't tell from that angle, though, can you, Steve? You can't conclusively tell. He's not online with him. It's not easy to track. He's not in the picture. I think you have to give the benefit of the doubt to the attacking team here, Eddie.
Well, it was a real high kick. And that's the advantage, you know, that Wakefield have with the fact you've got Jamie Rooney and Ben Jeffries, they're just controlling things, either in the kicking game.
The only thing I will say is that Wayne Price was sort of loitering with intent, wasn't he? He wasn't really chasing down.
Yeah, but he's not within 10 metres, is he, when the ball hits Farfihi?
Well, we'll have to wait and see when the ball comes down. Yeah, he's all right. That's fine. This will be given. And the price is right again. Look at the crowd there. It's got plenty of height. He's way downfield. I've got to be honest, there's not much in it. The crowd not happy with it. You know, I was critical of the fact, remember the last game, Wakefield and Castleford, and I was just saying the fact that I was disappointed they had a full house that night. That we wanted the crowd to watch Wakefield throughout the season.
Well, the crowd's going potty here because Ben Baylor's looking and looking and looking because, to be fair to him,
he's way downfield. It's difficult.
As I say, he wasn't chasing the ball with any intent. That's the only thing I will say. He was loitering. Now then, it's a big goal and it has to be right. What is it?
Good luck.
It's denied for offside. John Keir's face is emotionless, but there is a very relieved man.
It's a lonely place stood there, isn't it? It wants to be under a high ball like that. And I was never lucky enough to stand there.
Well, he just didn't look as though he was going to get it, did he? He wasn't convinced himself he was going to claim the high kick. Well, Warrington, that's their get-out-of-jail card.
It certainly is. Well, Warrington have had two, haven't they? Remember, it was a long time for the video referee to make the decision of the try that they scored just after the hooter in the first half. Will we have yet another twist to this game?
Here's Paul Wood, and we're, what, 6.5 minutes to go, and 6 points, that's all. It's not over yet. It's been a great Sunday night, hasn't it? It's been a wonderful Sunday in terms of some of the results that we've had. Not for Huddersfield, of course. They still are at the bottom of the table without the win. But for the Catalan Dragons, how about that?
Oh! Come to daddy.
Oliver Elmer.
Nothing wrong with it. It's a fair shoulder charge. It wasn't high.
Well, Warrington must hope that Chris Bridge isn't another injury problem here.
There's no problem with the tackle.
Now I know why I retired. Now I know why I retired hits like that.
That was explosive, though, Terry. And it's good to see that Bridge is up.
You don't see rugby players stare down like that, do you? Unless they're hurt, and he's definitely caught him.
Well, I think he's got him right in the chest, so he would have taken the wind away. Not surprisingly. Well, that was a bridge too far, wasn't it? Bang!
It was a bit of French stick, there's no doubt about that. I'm doing my best.
Oh la la.
Mark Gleeson. Here's Ben Westwood. Back it goes to Martin Gleeson.
Terry, do you think the breaks in play, like the video referee decision and the stoppage then, does that suit the defending side, Wakefield, who are in front, or the team chasing the game?
That's the turnover. Henry Farfield didn't hear the count.
Lack of concentration, and there's no excuse for that when they're desperate to get the ball up. Sorry, Terry.
Okay, Steve. That's definitely for the defending side, isn't it? That they can get set there. They just had 2 more tackles to defend. And then all they've got to do, Warrington have got to force the pass to get back in this game now. They've only got 5.5 minutes left, and they've got to score a try.
Tell you what, Henry Farfield, he hasn't had the best last 10 minutes of a match, has he? There's a big hit by Parker.
He's lost it as well.
And Warrington have got the ball back. This is their chance. John Clark. Parker. I hope you're enjoying this as much as we are. You must be sitting on the edge of your seats at home. Barnett. Can Warrington conjure up another try? Mind you, if they do, who's to say Wakefield won't come back and hit them with another? Paul Wood. Wakefield defending this 6-point advantage as we enter the last 5. Ball came backwards, did it? It's a penalty.
Oh, is it a penalty?
It's a penalty to Warrington. It was stolen, 2-1.
You've got to say, if there's one man in the Warrington side that's going to come up with something, it would have to be John Clark.
There's Chris Bridge. Well, he was flat out a moment ago with a king hit from Olivier Ellimer. They're now 10 metres short of the line, Warrington. And there's Ward, and this is Wainwright! And somehow McGilvray got to him. Clark, back it comes, and it's gone loose.
That is a Wakefield hand. I think March got a touch to it.
Martin Gleeson.
Boy, they've kept him quiet.
The referee didn't see it that way, Steve-O. Tackle count continues. Mark Gleeson. 4 tackles gone. Wood is the dummy half. They'll go left. He finds John Clark, and he's lost it. I think Warrington might have lost it.
Trying to get the ball around the man. It's always a difficult ploy. He threw the dummy, went through the halfway, and then tried to swing it round. Just lost control. Good hit from Dimitru.
Time off.
Right over the top. Call time off. Tense moments.
It's Wakefield's best start to a Super League season ever. You can see why on the evidence of the 76 minutes we've had tonight.
Time back on. Stay on, John. Out.
They showed a lot of courage, Eddie, and a lot of quality, especially in the first 20 minutes of the first half. They were superb.
Well, over the years, there's been absolutely nothing to choose between these two. Each side has won 9 of 18 matches, and each has won 5 at home and 4 away. Here comes Ryan Atkins now. Ryan Atkins has broken the cover. Support arrives. It's Blaymeyer. 2. Quick play the ball, and they do play it quickly, and here's Rooney. Short ball. And they're screaming for offside, the Wakefield fans, and the players asked the question. Rooney with a dab over the top. Barnett's underneath this. He claims it.
I'm surprised. Sorry, Eddie, but I'm surprised they didn't go and force for the sticks and go for the one-pointer. Just wrap it up completely.
Well, I think the Wakefield are quite happy that they're going to defend this set of 6 from right on Warrington's line.
I think they backed themselves to go for the try, didn't they? The kick was the kick option for the try. It didn't come off for them. But I suppose at the right end of the field, and with a crowd like this, you know, this stadium isn't the most modern we go to in Super League, but I think sometimes the atmosphere it creates helps the underdog, which is what Wakefield have been so far this season, and they've lifted for it.
Warrington have just got a relieving penalty.
And that's the point what I was saying about going for the 1 point. You know, you can breathe a lot easier when you're 7 points in front. 1 silly penalty, get downfield.
2.
Vinnie Anderson.
Go.
This is Paul Wood. Wakefield not
3.
in any mood to let this victory go. Mark Gleeson. A big kick downfield from Bridge. He's after a 40-20, but that's no chance with Blaymeyer. He's away from Westwood almost.
Surrender!
This is Wayne Price. Is this a voluntary tackle?
Oh,
He has given us
unbelievable. The referee shouted surrender.
Yep.
He shouted surrender, which is an indication that the tackle's completed. He shouted surrender there.
Well, how on earth then can he say a voluntary tackle?
He changed his mind.
Because Chris Bridge appealed to him.
Well, that is amazing. He can't say one thing and then just change his mind. When was the last time we saw a voluntary tackle? We've seen him so often.
Reardon. And Wakefield get it back. And John Keir just wants them to put this ball up the jumper in the last minute. Take the tackles. It doesn't matter now. They're all offside, Warrington. They have the penalty, Wakefield. I think they've got the 2 points.
Well, justice has been done there.
If John Keir had heard, it'd be great today, wouldn't it? It's been a very tough game. It's been one of the best games that's been played this year.
It's been sensational.
So exciting. And again, the bizarre fact that we've had everything, even a voluntary tackle. Can you remember the last one?
Well, I remember one that wasn't given at Old Trafford.
Chris Joyne.
McGilvray. They're 15 seconds away from their 5th win of the campaign, Wakefield. They're with Bradford and Leeds at the top of the table. They're looking to finish with a flourish. Peter Fox takes the tackle.
What an effort from this kid.
One last play the ball. Here it is. Last tackle. It's with Fox. He'll take the tackle, surely. They've won. Wakefield have won. Relief for John Keir. Despair for Paul Cullen and Warrington. It's 30 points to 24, and it has been one of the best matches we've had all year. Fantastic.
Fully deserved win at a point where Warrington scored just before half-time and then again just after the restart. And it looked as though Wakefield were going to go into a hole. They didn't. Fantastic. Well done, John Keir. He's disappointed, is Paul Cullen, and rightly so.
Well, he is disappointed. It is a game that got away from them. They were in charge of the situation midway through the second half at 24-16. But then Wakefield hit them with 3 quick tries in 10 minutes. Price, Jeffries and Leo Latu to wrap the game up by 30 points to 24. And Wayne Price denied a second try late on by a contentious video referee decision. Hope you've enjoyed the entertainment here we have at Bellevue. Live right now on Sky Sports 2, it's the NBA, Atlanta against Dallas. And on Sky Sports 3, more cricket from the World Cup, Bangladesh, Bermuda. And ATP Masters Tennis from Miami is on Sky Sports Extra. Next it's golf, with the final of the CA Championship here on Sky Sports 1. And later tonight it's the A1 Grand Prix from Mexico at 9, Sky Sports 2. Now then, we take the break this weekend coming up for the Challenge Cup. We return with a huge bang. Widnes Lee to begin our National League coverage, followed swiftly by Bradford Leeds. That's on Thursday the 5th of April. I don't think there can be as much drama in those 2 games as we've had in 180 minutes here tonight. Trust you've enjoyed it. From all of us here, it's goodbye.
More sport, news and views at skysports.com.
The Super League on Sky Sport in association with Stan James, the sports bookmaker, whatever your sport.
This April on Sky Sports, European golf goes clubbing worldwide. The elite of European rugby go head-to-head. Get bowled over with international and domestic cricket. The high rollers at tennis serve up a treat. It's to the high seas for the America's Cup. And it's pedal to the metal action from A1 Grand Prix. April on Sky Sports.
Every day this week, the Daily Mail is offering another glorious free episode of The Darling Buds of May. Get part 2 free with tomorrow's Daily Mail.
Perfect. Want to find a loan or credit card that's right for you?
Ooh, got to switch!
Don't waste time.
That was like a gun going off there. Ricky Ponting has absolutely nailed that ball.
Providers helping you find a great deal. To find a credit card that could save you on average up to $300.
Every day this week, the Daily Mail is offering another glorious free episode of The Darling Buds of May. Get part 2 free with tomorrow's Daily Mail.
Perfect.
Strawberries and chocolate and less than 3% fat. New Special K Bliss.
Bones, them bone gonna walk around, them bones, gonna walk around.
Yop drinking yogurt for healthy bones. Yop, skip and jump.
Now Glade freshness and a colour-changing light, only from Glade Light and Scent.
Plug it in, plug it in.
The long-lasting freshness of a plug-in air freshener, the fun of a colour-changing light show.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Use any of your favourite Glade fragrances, plug it in and enjoy.
Freshness day and night, freshness with the light, plug it in.
Plug into freshness and see the light.
Plug it in, plug it in.
New Glade Light and Scent. S.C. Johnson, a family company.
Cleaning your bathroom can feel like a daunting task. But now, there's new Duck Magic Scrubs, a breakthrough that makes tough cleaning easy. Simply activate the cleaning agents to cut through soap scum, grime, even watermarks. It makes cleaning twice as fast as Flash. And the biggest of jobs feels small. For a truly great shine, simply glide to a gleam with new Duck Magic Scrubs. S.C. Johnson, a family company.
Pound Stretch are in store have thousands of bargains for the home and family every week. Assorted duvet sets from $4.95. For a great night's sleep, this memory foam pillow is just £15. And great value bed sets. Mattress protector, pillow and 12-tog quilt, all for an unbelievable $9.99. So for these plus thousands more bargains, visit Pound Stretch or in store today.
Brilliant, thank you. Which part of fishing boat did you not understand?
Come on! She's a beast!
Yes! The wheel's come off with the wheel!
You know, if I pay off more each month,
what?
My interest rate actually drops. So unlike you, my curly friend, I am in control.
Very exciting. Your steering wheel. So, either card? Ow.
Get an interest rate as low as 9.9% with FlexiRate from Barclaycard.
Can you tell me more about this?
Well, it's this Toshiba. It's an amazing 389 while stocks last.
What processor?
An Intel Celeron M processor 410.
Does it have Vista?
Loaded and ready to go.
Great. I'll take one.
Excuse me? Norton Internet Security, half price at $34.99. Keeps your computer safe, and it can now be installed on 3 home PCs.
3? Perfect.
Internet prices to take home today. PC World. The best of both worlds.
These cows lead a secret life, delivering delicious Dairy Lee to moms. Now, Dairy Lee introduces the dynamic duo of calcium plus vitamin D. Because without vitamin D, it's harder for kids to absorb calcium and build strong bones. Holy cow, just in time. Dairy Lee, herds of bone-building goodness.
I'm not an unreasonable man, Howard, but I need sex.
What are you going to do?
Sulk.
Fair enough. It says we're key witnesses.
Look at the state of my hair. Howard looks like he's sniffing glue.
The police have got him well tucked away. We just can't get to him.
You are now the responsibility of Witness Protection Programme.
Robson Green.
We're supposed to be keeping your half.
And Mark Benton. In a brand new series, City Lights, coming soon. Dr. Goodwin's a long way from home now on ITV1 and facing the horrors of civil war in Africa, a brand new series of The Royal.
You'll be surprised.
Hilary Davin-Wetton is first and foremost a conductor.
This mail-order carving knife that James has brought is useless. Well, I'm sure that's something else.
So I left Hammond and May to it and went to rent something a little more manly.
Now that's what I'm talking about!
You know what I've just thought of?
What?
I'm cutting through the roof and I'm standing on it.
Yeah, we were hoping you wouldn't realise.
Now, the important thing when cutting through the pillars is to protect the glass.
I broke the window a bit. Yeah, I've done a bad thing there, haven't I? Well, it's still convertible.
Hammond.
Yes?
You see this window?
Yes?
That would have been fine. We don't need that one.
Well, you broke
We
one.
do need that one,
Yeah.
and you broke it.
We now had to be extra careful not to break any more.
No. You're going to have to do this.
Ah! That was yours!
I didn't touch it!
Yeah, you did.
I didn't touch it!
You did. You had the saw at the time.
With half the windows gone, it was time to remove the roof.
And we're going to...
Well, it's plastic. It won't weigh anything. So you grab that side. We ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go! I'm back.
It doesn't weigh anything. It weighs a ton. That's like somebody's espas has sunk. That is cool.
That's excellent.
It looks brilliant.
You've sawn through the sun visor.
And one of the seat belts.
You know what I'm thinking now?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is brilliant. I'm not joking. If anything, it's better to drive than the ordinary one because it still feels as stiff, but you've got, look, the world. We have made something truly wonderful.
James doesn't look very happy.
What's up with him?
He's a bit freezing.
Do you want the heater on?
Shut up. Put the heater on and see if it makes any difference.
I'll put it on warm.
That's better. Thanks.
Now, though, it was time for the tricky bit.
Imagine you have.
Building our roof.
Yeah, that's all right.
James was in charge of the frame. Hammond was in charge of the fasteners. And I had the tough job, cutting and sewing the canvas.
You know you want it 57 inches wide?
Yeah.
The material you bought is 55 inches wide.
No matter, my sewing skills would compensate.
You never forget, really. It's like riding a bicycle. You never forget how to sew. Oh, damn and blast!
What? What have you done?
I've sewn myself to the machine.
James untangled me and asked me to help create a hoop for his frame.
You got that bit perfectly vertical and that right?
Yeah, here we go.
This is the critical component of the whole design.
And then that goes at right angles.
Yep. Oh, you utter clot.
Again, top gear. Ambitious, but rubbish.
This may take some time. God was probably very proud of Yorkshire when he'd finished it. But at a stroke, his efforts have been made to look lumpen and amateurish by this. Jaguar's new XK.